All right, so here's a little better update. Currently at 65.09, we're near my next trigger at $67. Once we break 67, you could get a clean and quick move to 75. So it's not looking bad by any means here. Now, the other day I uploaded a video and I got in down here around like this 55, just shy of the $60 area for this move to the upside. Now you see we've made lower highs and continued to lower highs here, leaving these wicks behind every single time we've back tested the AEMA. So we're kind of pushing here to the upside, at least intraday. Now this is obviously it can move very rapidly. It is only a $1 billion company here, so it's not necessarily a tiny company by any means, but at a $1 billion valuation, or sorry, market cap, you could have a quicker move on this name. So what I'm looking for here from a technical basis is a continuation, again, north of this $67. If we break 67, there's a high probability that we crack 75. So if we crack 75, that is where we're going to reevaluate and go to 99, not 94.06. I mean, you could watch an area there, but getting a markup to 99 wouldn't shock me on better, assuming we break 67. The key word here is with volume. It needs to break with volume. If it breaks weak, doesn't have a lot of volume, a lot of follow through, then you might be a little concerned. Now, obviously, we had a ton of volume come in on this weekly candle in September. And the volume's been cascading down on the weekly, which isn't surprising because of how much volume we saw come in on the this weekly candle from the last week in September. Now, what you want to do is actually compare that volume to prior volumes, this whole little run up here, and notice that the weekly volume, it trends under a million. It's actually at like 300,000-ish. Before this big move, you had a million, so we had some, decent volume there. Last week we had 7 million. This current week's at 3 million. So if I'm saying I want to move on higher volume, ideally I'd want to see this weekly candle, if it could close out above 7 million, that'd be fantastic. But if it doesn't, at least north of 5 million, and then have the next week's candle with higher volume to continue. Since this is a momentum trade, you need volume behind the move. If there's no volume behind the move, the trade is dead, at least short term, and it will fluff around a little bit before it gets a catalyst. So if you are a momentum trader, you're going to want to watch 67. You're going to want to watch the volume between now and tomorrow, with it being Thursday and tomorrow being the 10th of October, it being Friday. If we see the volume over 67, then you are looking really solid here on the daily and on the weekly for another leg on better.